Today, a bill critics have labeled the Death Star bill was deemed unconstitutional by a judge in Austin.
We're talking about House Bill 2127 was set to take effect on Friday. It would let the state preempt local ordinances in areas like property finance and natural resources. KHOE was the only local station in the courtroom when the decision came down. Here's our Adam Bennett.
Lawyers with the city of Houston filed this lawsuit, but other cities later joined on. And inside this downtown Austin courthouse, the city's lawyers described how policies in Houston, like their drainage ordinance, for example, should not be one size fits all. Judge Maya Guerra-Gamble said her final judgment came after extensively reading case filings ahead of today's hearing. It also followed more than 2 hours of testimony from lawyers from both sides. City of Houston attorneys argued that HB 2127 is too vague to enforce and goes against the city's constitutional right to self-govern. But the state's lawyers laid out several previous cases where preemption was allowed. Supportive business groups say the bill eliminates inconsistent regulation across different cities and counties that can change often. During the hearing, in fact, the governor tweeted, "I signed HB 2127 to cut red tape and help businesses thrive." But opponents call the bill an overreach.
For example, when you're dealing with boarding homes, or you're dealing with noise ordinances, or you're dealing with payday lending, essentially House Bill 2127, the way it is constructed, would pretty much say to cities, home rule cities, you cannot venture into these areas without the express permission of the state of Texas.
Are you going to appeal the judge's decision?
We'll have to talk to our press office about that.
Lawyers for the state declined comment after the hearing. The bill's author, Republican Representative Dustin Burrows of Lubbock, tweeted in part, quote, "The Texas Supreme Court will ultimately rule this law to be completely valid. The ruling today has no legal effect or precedent." City Attorney Arturo Michel of Houston says the law will still be on the books Friday, but both he and the mayor believe it won't be enforceable as the appeals process plays out. Reporting in Austin, Adam Bennett, KHOE 11 News.